I was born in Newton, Massachusetts, June 27th, 1999, and spent the first 7 years of my life in North Attleboro, Massachusetts, and ended up moving to Madison, Connecticut, where I live now, and have lived since I was about 7, 8 years old.
I think I first noticed Will's competitive nature probably, fourth or fifth grade, as he's out there in the ball field, just kind of playing baseball, playing youth football, playing basketball, and just really kind of, expecting that the outcome to be in his favor throughout the whole game. He just really kind of wanted to be the best at whatever he was doing at that time.
My dad is, he's my role model. He's someone that I look up to every single day, and he's the one who really taught me how to be a man and how to represent our family name.
We've noticed Will had this extra uber sense of competitiveness for what seems like forever. It's ever since the boy could walk and talk. There was something about him that had a sense of purpose.
My mom's a firecracker. She's probably where I got my competitive nature from, and just my desire to win and my hatred for losing. One of the smartest, most beautiful and passionate, athletic women I've ever met.
Will was always a competitive kid. He was competitive as a freshman in more than just football. He played other sports. He was competitive academically, and I think he, at just about everything that he did, he was competitive.
Will gets all that from his family, and that's from his mom and his dad and his grandfather. His grandfather was a coach at Yale, one of the greatest individuals I ever met. He was a friend of mine.
I had a friend whose father had a barn that he'd essentially transformed into a gym.
Right now we're in my barn at Madison, Connecticut, and this is where Will worked out when he was young.
He's just such a fan of sport, and he was just such a fan of us that he wants to do everything that he can to help us in that journey.
There just came a time when, as a quarterback, he had to dedicate a little more time during the season of spring to showcase his skills.
When I decided that I wanted to take this quarterback stuff seriously when I was in 7th, 8th grade, I think some were going into 8th grade, we needed to find someone to kind of teach me how to play the position. Through some connection, we found Travis in Connecticut, and he's pretty much the one who taught me how to throw football.
His parents contacted me to do quarterback training for him. He was extremely coachable, he listened, he was athletic. He was different than other kids for sure.
He truly is a great football mind and someone who helped me so much from that 7th grade year up to now, really.
The first throw I remember him making that was kind of that moment when I realized that this kid's got it was his freshman year. I was standing behind the offense, and he squeezed a slant throw in, just a throw you don't see many 14-year-olds make.
You can look at a kid when he's young and say he's got the potential to get there. He's got a grasp of the game. He can recognize coverages. He knows how to make, reads.
You're not going to find a better kid, like, academically and athletically. If there's a workout to be done, it's done, and it's done at the best of his ability.
We played a game my senior year where we were down big at halftime. Between me and the offensive coordinator, he telling me, like, hey, Will, like, you got to take over this game. Like, we're not going to run the ball, really. We're going to throw it.
There's one throw in particular. Will sprint left out of the pocket, and he threw a backside crossing route, probably 50, 60 yards to one of our slot receivers, which was a big play in the game. It was a critical moment in the game.
Things were just firing on all cylinders, and we scored like 6 or 7 drives in a row and still ended up losing the game. But just that moment was one of those aha moments for me, like, wow, like, I can really do this quarterback thing. Like, if I kind of just let the game come to me and I have confidence in myself, then I might not be able to be stopped. That summer going into my senior year with even less spots available at the Power 5 level, Penn State, the opportunity arose where they were looking for a quarterback. Just with the proximity to home, I knew that if they offered me, I was going to go there. And when they did, I kind of just committed right there and then. A year out from transferring, I kind of saw my situation. I was like, hey, like, if I really want to do what I want to do here and put myself in the best position to play at the next level, I might want to transfer and try to get a couple years of starting somewhere else.
Penn State quarterback Will Levis announced he's entered the transfer portal tonight.
He was ready. He wanted his time now. He felt like he was primed to go for it, and he had done everything right.
I don't think Will's afraid to fail, and I think a good leader has got to be someone that's not afraid to fail, and I don't think Will was ever afraid to fail.
When I entered the transfer portal, Kentucky called, and it didn't take me long to decide.
I'm pleased to announce Liam Cohen as our new offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach.
When you heard Liam Cohen was going to Kentucky and he's going to play for Coach Stoops, and it's the SEC, 3:30 on Saturdays, everybody is watching CBS.
It's just such an unbelievable opportunity, as I've mentioned before, and I couldn't be more thankful to be here on this call with you guys today.
Coach Cohen I'd actually known beforehand and met throughout the high school recruiting process.
Open up your stride. Y'all start breaking down like that, it's a wrap.
Looking at what the offense that he was planning on putting in and looking at the pieces that we had around us, I realized that this is a special place and that this is an opportunity that I had to jump at.
Well, I'll never forget, I mean, just getting to Lexington for the first time, dropping Will off, getting him settled for his summer in Lexington, being around the football building for the first time, meeting Coach Cohen for the first time, meeting Coach Stoops for the first time, and then everything else about Lexington that I really didn't expect prior to getting there. The buzz and the energy that's really a part of Lexington was a kind of a pleasant surprise to Beth and me.
It's, I mean, not a big city, but it does have that urban vibe, and there are a lot of things to do that people might not even think about. I remember first meeting Coach Stoops with my parents when I first moved in here. Pretty quickly did I feel just comfortable around Coach Stoops because of how he operated. I mean, he's stern and he commands respect, but at the same time, he is a dude that's just gonna make you feel like you can tell him anything.
You know, I loved his presence. You could tell right away that he had a leadership presence, what you need at that position. He has great leadership qualities. He has a great presence about him, and he has an intensity about him.
What he's come out and done is a testament to his work ethic and the type of kid he is. At the end of the day, if he's the guy, he's gonna be because he earned it.
Fall camp was pretty interesting because there was a lot of pressure on me on those first few days to truly dominate, to truly just go out there and perform really well in the lower groups, to one, earn the reps with the ones and the twos, and then from there, win the job. When the decision came through, I was not surprised because I felt like that I had earned it, but it was just this huge weight off my shoulder because it was truly the first time in my career where I was named a starter, at least for preseason.
The Wildcats have their man at quarterback. Will Levis just began fully practicing with the team 9 days ago. That's how impressive he's looked.
Long story short, it was ready. We were ready. He has a lot of talent, you know, and he's been doing some things very good.
So we were actually on a beach in South County, Rhode Island. I see the phone or a text from Will and asked me to give him a call, and he kind of relayed the news, you know, to us on the beach.
Will's work ethic and the way he came in and ran the show, I think that his personality is one of which that guys kind of naturally follow.
That process was pretty stressful, honestly, because nothing was guaranteed. But I just knew that as long as I trusted my preparation and just went out there and relaxed and did my thing, then no one out there was as talented as me, and that I was going to make it happen.
Meet Will Levis, okay? He's the new quarterback for the University of Kentucky, and he's going viral.
You know, you'd think it was like, oh, because he can, like, throw a pass 200 yards or something crazy.
Running really fast. No. It's the way he eats a banana, okay?
TikTok captioned this, I don't fear the brown spots, they fear me.
Oh, he's going right after it.
So here he goes, let's watch.
You must have great that's teeth. Hard to digest, or no?
Maybe not for him.
He's going to eat the little tail?
No, you can't.
No, he did.
Oh, God, he put the whole thing in.
He ate the tail.
Our research team here at BBN Tonight has found that while it may be safe to do, it is still very peculiar.
Does he eats a banana like that every time? I do. That's like how I eat bananas. No, I'm kidding. But
you know, you could see the confidence level start to go up, like, okay, let me take this and let me run with this, and I don't want to give these keys back.
I mean, I know there's pressure surrounding me, but that's a good thing. That means that there's high expectations, and that's when people think that there's potential to do some really good things, which there definitely are with this offense and me running it.
It was kind of just like, let's go. That was that moment where I was like, this is what I've been working for, and this doesn't mean to take my foot off the gas, but it just means to push it even harder.
Michael and I decided he and I were going to go alone for the first game because we wanted to just take it all in.
Finally, Big Blue Nation gets to come back on campus.
Just the whole SEC conference is different, just like they say.
Week 1 against ULM, I'm going into it with obviously like the mentality of you got to treat every opponent as if they're your biggest one on the schedule.
Good things will happen if we just do the routine things.
Being the starting quarterback for the first time, the last thing I was going to let happen is to be embarrassed on our home field like that.
And Levis will throw. Drifts back. Throws to the end zone. Wide open. Wandale Robinson. Here's play action. Regardless of what his interests are, he has a cannon for an arm. And wide open is Josh Ali. Levis. End zone. Touchdown. Brendan Bates.
Thank God that game went as well as it did. It was a fantastic game, and I'll say it was a bit of a relief as a mother as well.
It was the first of many, so I think when people saw that, they got pretty excited. It was kind of just a preview of things to come.
Kentucky quarterback Will Levis. He's the one who got Alyssa Lang, our very own, to chow down, fire the nation crew here.
It was cool to see the success. You could see them start to come together as a team.
Has time now, it's breaking down, scrambles, breaks away from a tackle, runs over a defender at the 30. 3 receivers right, one of them coming in motion left. Quick throw far sideline, Robinson gets a great block from Smoke, and he's got room. He's across the 30, coming near side, 25, breaks a tackle, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Kentucky! Levis will keep it, touchdown, Kentucky.
We're just so talented, and we have the ability that when the defense isn't having a good day, that the offense is going to step up, or vice versa. And that's what was working for us. I think that the whole team, we just had each other's back.
You gain confidence with just reps. He hadn't played that much football. To get more snaps under center, each practice, each game, it's just a normal, growth pattern that happens. And you saw that with Will. And with each rep, you saw his confidence go up.
We just took care of business week in and week out, and we had that same mentality, and that's really what carried us through.
I actually saw Will play on TV one time. The LSU game was on, and I just saw this quarterback, and I remember asking actually one of our scouts, who is this kid? And just thinking he looked pretty good on just the quarter and a half I watched the football.
On this holiday weekend, football fans in the Commonwealth give thanks for the return of the Governor's Cup rivalry.
I just remember that game, part of the game plan was to have me run a little bit more, but it was maybe a couple design runs. It wasn't really much other than that.
I expect him to run the ball a lot tonight too, because they're a team to play some man coverage, and I think there's going to be some holes for him.
I knew that as soon as I transferred, I would constantly hear stuff like from fans before the season when they saw me, whether it was just good luck. It was either good luck or you better beat Louisville this year. It took until that Louisville week for me to really get it, but I bought into it, and I think that any way you can make football fun and you can make just your guys a little more motivated, then you got to take that when you can.
See if they run it. No, they're going to throw. Quarterback draw. It's Levis. Got it. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, goes in, standing up. Levis, another quarterback draw. 5, touchdown. And goes in, untouched. Touchdown. Louisville brings 4. Levis gonna run at the 5 and goes in. Yes. Levis under center. Quarterback keeper bounces off to the right and goes in again. 4 of them for Will Levis, tying the school record as the quarterback.
Before the play started, Coach Cohen specifically told me if it's not there, throw it out of bounds. Don't run. He did not want me to run the ball at all. And so I made the fake, and it wasn't there, and then just this sea just like opened up. So I'm just like, all right, well, I can't not run this. So I remember going up the middle, made an attempt at a juke move that had never worked for me in my life that somehow worked. And then the kid, I could tell, was going to be going for my legs, so I just went over the top of him. So two guesses that ended up both working out, and that caused for a pretty good highlight, I'd say.
25, hurdles a defender at the 20, inside the 15-yard line. Who is this guy? Superman.
You're almost giddy at times. You're like, is this real? Is this real life? Like, this guy's a beast.
It was like whatever he wanted to do, he was going to do it, especially once they got to the red zone.
And how about that man right there? If you didn't know the name Will Levis before tonight, you know it now.
That athleticism, I didn't see it as much when he was younger. He's he's now using that as much as he can to his advantage, along with also being a great passer.
I know that the team feeds off of him for sure. In some ways, he's just a dog.
Definitely showed that we were the better team that night.
Happy New Year from Camping World Stadium in Orlando.
To play against an Iowa team that I had actually had the opportunity to start against the year before and then ultimately got pulled, this felt like a revenge game for me, and that I had the opportunity to show and to try to beat this team.
Another pass play. Levis looking, throwing, dumping it off. Rodriguez into the end zone. Touchdown, Kentucky.
I think we all had confidence that we were going to make those plays to get down there. Now we scored rather quickly, which put the defense, who was really shorthanded, back out there. But as a team, we did what was necessary.
The game started very, very well. The middle there was some anxiety and some pressure, I think, those second and third quarters throughout the game.
There was a couple drives going on and I was kind of getting mad, but went over to Coach Cohen and Coach Merrill. That was one of those moments that I realized I could trust those coaches and I could actually go up to them and tell them how I feel.
Big time players make big time plays in big time moments, and if I was going to go to anyone in that moment, in that kind of situation, I was going to throw the ball to Wandell.
Kentucky looking for its second Citrus Bowl win on the first day of 2022 as Levis drops. Throws over to the far side. Got Robinson at the 30, 25, flips a tackle. He's at the 20, he's at the 10, makes a man miss inside the 1 yard line.
And then the next play, we did a little power read on the end, and luckily held him just enough to not make the play on Chris, because I think at the end of the day I probably should have pulled it, but gave it to Chris. He breaks the tackle on the end, ends up in the end zone, and I was just like, thank goodness.
Levis takes the snap, gives it to Rodriguez, hit in the backfield, breaks away to the 5, hit at the 1, goes in! As Petras retreats, blitz coming, Corker just misses him, and he throws into the middle of the field. Intercepted! Come up with it, interception! DeAndre Swear may have sealed the deal for Kentucky on a diving interception on one good leg.
To come here and to make the decision betting on myself, trusting God's light and coming here and to be a leader for this team, it makes it so easy when I got guys like to my left and my right around me to go out there and to just be my best and to try to do my best to lead these guys in however I can.
That was a really special win because it was truly a team effort. His strength, his leadership, his passion, that toughness he has, it certainly starts with him, but that carries over to the whole team.
We'd never been able to pull something off like that all year, so for it to finally come together and for us to put together that 2-minute drive and to score while being down with such little time left, that was just such a great way to end the season.
It was such a great game, and we were able to get down on the field afterwards, and the girls were able to celebrate with Will all together, and it just doesn't happen very often in our family where all 6 of us are in the same room together, much less being able to enjoy such a special moment that the Kentucky football team was able to gift us.
Being there and being the father of the starting quarterback in that situation, that was really, really cool.
Future for me, I think right now, obviously my only focus is on this team and to get us ready for week 1, and right now it's not even that far. It's just to get our bodies in shape and to make sure that come camp that we're ready to roll. In terms of long-term goals and after this year, I mean, I want to be a high pick. I want to go to the NFL and to do big things there and to be a franchise quarterback and to lead teams to championship.
All right, let's go, O! Let's go, next play!
That has been the main goal that I've held for myself for almost a dozen years now, and for it to be more realistic and more attainable now than ever just makes me even more hungry and makes me just want to go get it.
I see so many kids coming in with their shirt on, that have him, his brand and his shirt. I love it. He's had an impact on a lot of people, and he's going to continue to do that.
Will Levis is a tremendous human being. He's a tremendous person, friend, son, brother.
Football's just important to him, and being the best player he can possibly be is his goal.
My son is a very special individual who's done some pretty unique things, but I believe is destined to do many more things beyond what he's already done.
My son is certainly blessed. As the saying goes, to whom much is given, much is expected. I think Will has really taken that on as his mantra. I'm just very proud of the young man that he's become, and he's still working on himself, as we all are, each and every day. I just can't wait to see what he does next.